Okay, y'all, so here's the thing. Did we learn nothing from Marvel's Avengers? I gotta ask. Have we learned nothing from Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League? Apparently not, because according to Forbes, there's a rumor that we are getting a Marvel shooter that will be a 6v6 in sort of the vein of Overwatch or Valorant, those kinds of games. So yes, there'll probably be a lot of what all of us gamers love, microtransactions. I know I love microtransactions. Don't you? Aren't they the best? Don't you wish every game had microtransactions? Said no gamer ever. So basically what this game is supposed to be is it is going to be a third-person shooter where you get to play as a superhero from Marvel. It's going to be apparently developed by a company known as NetEase. NetEase is known more for their smaller scale, more like mobile games, which are apparently heavily laden with microtransactions. So it's also interesting because although they do have a contract with Marvel, so it does seem like this is a rumor, by the way. This is a rumor. So we don't know that this is confirmed yet. However, it has come from a pretty reliable leaker has been talking about it, who also was leaking stuff about Avengers and Suicide Squad. So it seems maybe somewhat reliable, and there's been a few different sources that have talked about it. So that's why Forbes is reporting on it, and that's also why I'm here telling you about it and wanting to give you my thoughts on it. Here's the thing, right? I love Marvel games. And I actually, you know what? I'm going to say something that's a hot take. I actually enjoyed Marvel's Avengers. However, Marvel's Avengers did crash and burn. Why did it crash and burn? Well, I could do a whole review on Marvel's Avengers. If you all want that, let me know in the comments. But I would say the main takeaway that I had from that game was that although I think the characters are cool, and although I think the idea for the story was cool, I never finished the story, so I don't know for sure. And also the idea of like adding in more characters that each have their own story. The maps were too generic. There just wasn't enough going on in terms of, I would say, the different play styles. Things just, you know what it felt like? It felt like the game was supposed to be something else, and then they like sort of paved live service on top of it. Kind of like what we get with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which, although I think they did maybe a better job of paving that over top as a live service, you know, looter shooter, at the end of the day, both of these games just feel kind of disjointed to me. Marvel's Avengers really felt disjointed to me, and I really was not a fan of the maps. That was the thing that I really didn't like, but I do have fun playing the game, or I did have fun playing the game when I was playing it. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't even know if I can play it now. Can I still play it? Because I think the live service portion of it is done. Can I still play Marvel's Avengers? Okay, the game will continue to be playable for anyone with an existing physical or digital copy of the game after that date. Oh, okay, so they just weren't continuing to support it, but you could still play it. Because yeah, the support ended in September of 2023. And that was a game where they said, no, we're gonna like support this game for a long time. And I mean, admittedly, I guess they supported it for a bit. Yeah, it was released in September 4th, 2020. So they made it 3 years. Yeesh. I just think these games can be fun and can be good, but it really is about how you develop it and who's making it. And based on what I have read about NetEase, I don't have a lot of confidence. Also, Marvel, what are you doing? You have Spider-Man with PlayStation, and the PlayStation Spider-Man games are mwah. They are everything that we want for our Marvel games. You just have Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, which was just revealed the trailer for that game. That game looks amazing. I want more stuff that's like that. Now, I'm not saying that there's no space for microtransactions. I'm fine with having a little bit of microtransactions, but when you make a game that is primarily built on that, and that also I'm confident in the fact that it probably will not live up to any hype, it makes me sad for the state of where we're at. I mean, we had Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which apparently was a sleeper hit. I did a stream recently where I went back to it and played some of it on my live section. If you haven't checked that out, feel free to check it out if you want to see it. But that game is amazing. That game is so good. It's so fun. It's got rich character. It's got rich story. It's a fun world. It's fun to just run around and play and actually do the fights and have your little team ups with your team. It does something that's unique. I mean, that's what I want more of. I want more games that are Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy and what it looks like in 1943 is going to be. I want more games that are story-based. I don't just want to be a hero and, like, shoot people. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, okay, so they do have a roster for this game. So let's talk about the roster. Now, of course, this isn't confirmed. This is a rumor. It's believed this game is going to be announced later this year. But who's on the roster, you might be wondering. So let's go through it. So we got Doctor Strange. We got Scarlet Witch. Okay, that sounds fun. I mean, playing as Wanda might be fun. Why are we fighting each other? That's what I want to know. We got Iron Man. We got Luna Snow, which is a very strange choice. Luna Snow basically has ice powers. She first appeared in Marvel Future Fight, and she made her way to the comics, where she first appeared in War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas. I mean, I like Luna Snow. Don't get me wrong. But it's a weird choice. We've got Punisher, we've got Rocket, we got Groot, we got Loki, Star-Lord in here, we got Star-Lord, we got Spider-Man, we have Hulk, we have Magik. That could be really fun. They're mixing in some mutants, which I also like. They got Magik, they got Magneto, they got Storm. Mantis is also here, so a lot of Guardians. Why don't we just do, like, another Guardians game? That could be fun. Anyways, they got Peni Parker, they got Black Panther, and they got Namor, and they got Thor. I mean, some of these characters I'm sure I would enjoy playing as. I just don't know if I want to play as them in a live service 6v6 shooter game where it's team-based and we're fighting each other. I just don't know if that's what I want. Like, I'm just wondering, why are people so obsessed with these games right now? Because I feel like we're being inundated with them. We're getting so many of them. You know, personally, I don't have anything against live service games overall. I think it's fine. I just think if you're gonna do it well. And unfortunately, people feel like they're just churning these things out. They're just getting the big crank and they're winding up the crank and they're grinding these things out. They're just shooting out like this, and then we're playing them and being like, this feels like a game that's half-baked. You know what I mean? So it's really at the speed at which they're being developed, and there's not a lot of care for them. It feels like these are being made as a cash grab, and a lot of the times not as a love letter to the characters that are in the game, the style of game itself. I mean, there's certain ones that do well, and there's certain ones that aren't. And I think the ones that are crafted well rise to the top, and the other ones, don't. I mean, we do have games like Helldivers as well, just came out, and everyone keeps telling me I need to play that. And apparently that's a game that does sort of this idea of, you know, a multiplayer online video game, a live service game that's super fun. It has a really good vibe to it. It's apparently just a really fun time. Even though I'm not usually very much into shooter games, I have actually heard a little bit more about what the backstory of Helldivers is and how goofy it is. And I'm like, oh, that actually does sound fun. Kind of like how Pal World, there's also, you know, guns in that, and that sounds fun as well. Those are both kind of shooters in their own way, and weird, fun, quirky ways. This Marvel project doesn't give me a lot of hope, just because I feel like I'm just seeing people saying, well, like, everyone will pay to play as these characters, right? And then the other question comes in of, will this be a free-to-play game where there are microtransactions, or will this be a paid game that I'll then have to pay for a battle pass, that I'll then have to pay for all these skins, that I'll then have to pay to unlock new characters and all of that stuff? Because the other thing is, I feel like online games that do well, that have microtransactions, tend to be the ones where you get a lot for free. And then you as a player, like when I play League of Legends, I want to buy a skin because I have so much fun playing the game when I'm playing that I want to invest in the game. The game is free to play. They're giving me the game for free. So every now and then I'm like, oh, I'll throw them a few bucks here and there, because I get something. I get a cute cosmetic for my character, or a cool cosmetic, and I also get to support a game that brings me joy. And that's the best way to do it. And so I really hope it's not a paid game, because if it's a paid game, I'm going to be even more skeptical about it. And I really would like to enjoy the Marvel and DC games that I'm given and not be disappointed. It's interesting because even with Marvel's Avengers, a lot of people blamed Square Enix for that. And, you know, Square Enix made the game, so sure. But Square Enix also gave us Guardians of the Galaxy, and that game is amazing. So I always think a lot of it has to do with the people that are making the game wanting to really make it about money, 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 and the greed overtaking anything that developers want to build that could actually be cool. Now, NetEase, I don't know where they're going to be at with that. Maybe they're going to be more aligned with Marvel, but if they're super into microtransactions, then I'm not sure if they're going to be aligned in a good way for us, the players, the consumers. So while we were getting this video ready for you, the viewer, to watch, more stuff came out about this. On Reddit, someone made a post that apparently shows a screen that gives us the champions, if we're to believe this. And I gotta say, it's looking a lot like Overwatch, like classic Overwatch. I'm also getting a little bit of League of Legends vibes, just in terms of the style, but that's just me personally. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing the Overwatch here. In fact, people are even drawing parallels between Peni Parker and Diva, both being these kind of e-girl characters with mechs. I gotta say, even just looking at the Peni Parker like art that we have right now, yeah, I kind of see it. Definitely might be filling that role. So yeah, let's talk about this. This is making me feel like this is definitely more of a thing and that it's feeling more plausible. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's okay. We're getting Marvel 1943. It's okay. It's okay, Amanda. It'll be fine. I am looking at these models and I feel a mix of things. Some things I like, some things I don't like. It's interesting. And I am curious to see, based on these models, kind of where this game is going and where some of the gameplay for these characters is going. So of the ones that I think I like at this point, I like Storm, I think. I like what she's got going on. I like Rocket. I like Magik and Magik's look. Iron Man, Spider-Man looks good. I like Star-Lord looks good. Yeah, some of these other ones, I'm just like, they feel a little off. Like, Punisher's got, like, face paint. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Bruce Banner is what we have here that's shown, with the Hulk behind him. So I don't know, because it said that Hulk was listed as one of the characters, but then Bruce Banner is here. So I'm like, what does that mean for gameplay? Because Bruce Banner and Hulk are, like, two different vibes. And, like, Hulk being in the picture, like, is Bruce going to be, like, controlling the Hulk or something? I don't know what's going to be. I don't know. And I also feel like they made Magneto look like a really grumpy old man. Like, he's got a lot of facial hair, and I don't know how I feel about that choice for his design. Wanda is just a lot of shapes, and I'm not sure how I feel about... There's a lot going on with Wanda. I'm not sure how I feel about that for her look. I think I like it when it's a little bit more sleek. And Namor, what's going on with Namor's hair? That's what I want to know. Like, I don't know. I feel like I can kind of see what they're doing with Namor's design, and in a way I like it. And I kind of like the parallels to Black Panther's design, but like, I don't know about that hair. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you here for a 6v6 live service third-person shooter with Marvel characters? Does that sound interesting to you? What do you think of this lineup? What do you think of this roster, if this is what we end up getting? Do you think this will be happening? Do you think it won't? What do you know about NetEase? Is there anything that you want to share? How do you feel about their involvement? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. And until then, friends, stay nerdy. Bye!